Hello, welcome to the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation's Fall 2023 Grant Overview webinar. We actually had a live webinar earlier this morning that we somehow did not manage to record, so we're re-recording to ensure that this webinar is available on our website for those who could not attend live earlier today. Our goal for today is to share with you a little bit more about the foundation and our focus areas. We will provide some details about the grant process, as well as the application for fall 2023, and do a quick website tour and introduction to our grants management platform called Submittable. Usually we would make sure that there's plenty of time for questions and answers after our presentation, as we want to ensure that that our team is really accessible to your questions. But today we're just going to provide information for you. Okay, we are pretty much going to skip this slide just because we are not recording live. So we'll take questions. You can email us directly. So my name is Ruthie Solari, Director of Community Impact. We have Mandy Patriarch, our Director of Operations, who's been supporting the webinar logistically today. And Tanya Andreasen is our Program Officer overseeing the main point of contact for the fall 2023 grant cycle. And you'll hear from her a little bit more towards the end or a little bit later on in the webinar. So I'd like to start by just sharing a little bit more about the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation. Founded in 2010, the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation connects Yellowstone Club members and the greater Big Sky community through programs that promote philanthropy, volunteerism, and capacity building for local organizations that are addressing the area's greatest needs. Since 2010, the foundation has allocated more than $26 million to nonprofits and local government agencies, such as libraries and schools throughout the greater region. So we do this work in a variety of ways. As I mentioned earlier, our goal, our mission is to cultivate thriving communities in the greater Big Sky region. And our vision is that's our vision. And our mission is to foster philanthropy, volunteerism, and capacity for local organizations that are addressing the greatest needs in the areas of livability, health and wellness, the environment, arts, and education. And when we do a website overview a little bit later, you'll see where you can read a little bit more of what we mean by these focus areas. We have a few different ways that we give to the greater region through fund allocations, and this is where our grant making falls. We have 2 annual grant cycles, and we also give through scholarships and sponsorships. Our scholarship program, we currently have 2 main scholarships. One is to send Big Sky students on an adventure project or program during the summer, and another is to support regional Gallatin Valley-wide students with tuition for the first year of college. Through the fund allocation and our grant making, we also have sponsorships, and our sponsorships are really a way for us to reach organizations and support entities that we don't typically support through our grant making. So we do encourage our grant partners to ask for what they need through grant cycles, as we are limiting our sponsorships for grant partners to a maximum of approximately $1,500. This allows us to allocate our sponsorship budget in a greater way to entities throughout the region that we would not otherwise be able to support. A couple of our other programs in the Big Sky area in the greater region are nonprofit capacity development. So here in Big Sky, we have a social impact hub that works to provide a space for nonprofit partners to connect, to collaborate, and to have some space to get we know that rent is very expensive, and that having nonprofit office space can be difficult. And so this Social Impact Hub is a co-working space for our local and our regional nonprofit partners to meet. The Yellowstone Club Community Foundation also supports Volunteer Big Sky, which is an online platform connecting local residents as well as tourists to volunteer opportunities with our local nonprofit partners. And another area that we focus on is community leadership, providing community leadership such as convening or facilitating sector-based coalitions. An example of this is the Behavioral Health Coalition, which has been convened and supported through the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation up until this time. Elevate Big Sky, you'll see the listed here. Elevate Big Sky is a funders collaborative, and the goal of this funders collaborative is to leverage public and private funds to ensure that community voice is leading the allocation of these funds, and to increase efficiency for our partners so that they only need to submit one application to receive matching funds to further projects or initiatives working in 3 primary focus areas: livability, health and wellness, and the environment. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have a brick and mortar thrift store here in Big Sky that is supported through the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation. The Big Sky Thrift is 100% volunteer run. And so all of the revenue from the donated goods and items that are sold through the thrift actually go back into the community through a grant making program. Lastly, Yellowstone Club Community Foundation focuses on telling the story of impact by overseeing a community-wide impact data collection and storytelling initiative through the Our Big Sky. Okay, next slide. As I mentioned, we have these 5 main focus areas, and we will go into those in a little bit more detail when I do the website overview shortly. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Tanya Andreasen to talk a little bit more about the fall 2023 grant cycle.
Perfect. Thanks, Ruthie. So it's my job to talk a little bit about the grant guidelines. We decided to try to consolidate the information that we thought would be most helpful to applicants into a set of guidelines. And we've broken those out and are trying to present those in a few different ways. One of those ways is through this webinar. Another way is on our website. We've broken them out into content on the application landing page and also an FAQ if you scroll down. Ruthie will show you that in a second. We've also created a PDF version for those of you who like to download and print detailed information to read. We have that linked in a couple different places, both on our in our application portal and on our website. Just a note about the a couple of dates to remember. Obviously, the grant cycle is open. We opened it last Friday on the 20th, and applications are due on December 1st. The award announcements and disbursement of funds to awarded projects will come out no later than January 15th, following the holidays in 2024. We encourage our partners to apply once per calendar year, and our next grant cycle will be in the spring, and we'll provide some more information about that pretty soon here, forthcoming. So a little bit about grant award information. Ruthie's going to take this slide and give a little bit more of a breakdown.
Yeah, thanks, Tanya. So many of you may be curious about how much to request in a grant application to the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation. What this slide is sharing is historically what our grant review committee, comprised of board members, has approved. So the foundation each cycle may fund one gift of up to $100,000 for a capital campaign. And our average grant award amount is $25,000. With that said, we hesitate to put forth a specific amount because at this time, we understand that each organization's needs are really unique, and we encourage organizations to ask for what they truly need. So for example, one partner may greatly benefit from an $8,000 grant, while another may need a $35,000 or $40,000 grant to support a project or initiative. So our request from you is to please detail your organizational needs in the application and ask for what you truly need. I'll pass it back to you, Tanya.
Thank you. Sorry. Of course, I muted myself. A little bit about eligibility and selection. On the left-hand side column, you'll see organizational eligibility. So just a description of sort of the tax status of the organizations that we are able to grant to: 501c3, educational institutions, and then state, tribal, or local government agencies. Examples of educational institution might be MSU. An example of a local government agency could be a library. So the foundation tries to, or provides grants to nonprofits in the Big Sky region. That's another criteria that will pop up in the eligibility quiz at the beginning of the application. So not only is it the organization's status, but also the region in which it serves. So the greater Big Sky region, our definition of that is in Madison and Gallatin counties where Big Sky workers reside. Funds are available to support nonprofit programs, capital projects, and capacity building. Grants are competitive. There's no guarantee that an application will be awarded. And the way that our decisions are made is that foundation staff, myself and Ruthie are among those, will review applications for general eligibility and then for content. And then our board of directors, comprised of Yellowstone Club members, which governs our foundation, they will make final decisions on grant awards. On the right-hand column on the slide, you'll see selection criteria. So clarity of the application, track record of the applicant with us, organizational capacity, measurable community impact. That means we are looking for anticipated numbers and stories of impact that will help us understand how you think that the proposed project will impact our community and address a critical need. We'd love to hear about your collaborations, either with existing partners or with those that you might collaborate with in order to get the job done in the proposed project. And we sure do love to see a commitment to improvement. We ourselves fail forward and make mistakes, and we are committed to learning from those things and doing better and more with what we've learned. Submittable is the name of our grant making portal. And this, for some of you, you already have login credentials, some don't. When Ruthie pops us over to the website, she's also going to show us how to create login credentials for those who have not yet done so. Do consider bookmarking that URL that you see there, because this is the way that you'll always manage grants and applications with us at the foundation using that link. For those of you who'd like to have your grant questions in front of you, I know I do, we've also made a PDF of all of the grant application questions, so you can download and print that. That could be helpful just for penciling out notes. It could be helpful if you're farming out some of the questions amongst your team members. That PDF is linked on our website, and Ruthie again will show that to you here in a second. The flow of the application is pretty simple. We'll ask you about the information about your organization. Give us a little project summary. We want to hear who the project intends to serve and the geography essentially of that service, and then what problem will be addressed. In the project details, we want to hear how the problem might be addressed, some anticipated outcomes, timelines, milestones. Tell us about your organizational capacity, including staffing, other programs, etc. And again, we do want to hear about your partnerships. We're all about collaboration. We'll ask for a simple budget at the end.
All right, thanks, Tanya. So as Tanya mentioned, our team here at YCCF we're all here to help. Please reach out to us if you need any assistance or any questions arise. We really try our best to be responsive within 24 hours, 24 business hours. So at this point, we're going to end the slide presentation, and I'm going to give a brief overview of our of the YCCF website as well as our grant management software. So here you'll see the YCCF website. And once you arrive here, you will be able to hover on apply and on the navigation bar and go to grants. On this page, we provide a little bit of additional information about each grant cycle. So every open cycle will be listed on this page with relevant dates to pay attention to, as well as live links to go to any open applications. You can also access a PDF copy of the grant application and grant guidelines to download on this page. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see here, as we previously mentioned, that we do have some FAQs, some frequently asked grant questions on this page, including what kinds of organizations does the foundation support? What are the funding priorities? This page is designed to provide a little bit more information for some of those questions, wondering if your organization or project would be eligible for funding. As we mentioned, there's also a little bit of an elaboration about the 5 focus areas of the foundation. So you can read more about the focus areas of health and wellness, arts and culture, education, livability, and the environment here. I'm going to scroll back up now so that I can take you through our grant management software. So if you scroll back up to the live button and click on apply here, this will take you directly to Submittable. And mine is already populating because I have an account here, but it's a very simple sign up. You just provide an email, confirm that email, password, confirm the password, and then first and last name. That will allow you to sign in. And once you sign in, you'll see that we have 3 open applications on the Submittable website at this time. The first is our Big Sky Thrift 2023 Fall Grant Cycle. This is a grant cycle specifically supporting Big Sky-based organizations, nonprofits, and government agencies such as schools or libraries with tangible items. So examples of this would be sports equipment, office supplies, vehicles or appliances, items that are kind of capital items that may not be always supported through a program or an initiative. We also have our sponsorship applications. The sponsorship link and applications are open year-round. And then at the bottom here, you see the Yellowstone Club Community Foundation's 2023 Fall Grant Cycle. When I click on Submit, it will take you directly to the application here. And as you scroll down, it's pretty straightforward. We have really tried to ensure that this application is simple, that it asks for only what we need, that it does not create a barrier to requesting for resources for any of our partners. But again, if you have any questions or need support in filling out the application, please don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, and at this time, I'm going to end the demo of Submittable. And so before we wrap, again, please reach out to myself, to Shannon, who oversees our health and wellness grant portfolio, or to Tanya. We are here to support, and we're really looking forward to reading your applications this fall. Thank you all so much, and we wish you a wonderful winter season ahead.